There we go. Goddamn.
Yo. Come on, yeah. Yeah.
Renegade.
Shout out to Renegade. What's going on, E? Shout out to my dog, Earth. Shout out to Naughty Nicky. If your name is Naughty Nicky, do you go to church like that? Yeah, go ahead. You're an alcoholic. I take all liquors. Even when I ain't finished when I'm drinking.
Yeah, I still got some too. You want one, lady?
No, I got my Santa juice.
Alright. You got that wrong with you.
You don't really want to play. You don't know what to say.
Y'all feeling money.
Yeah, we live. You good. This is what we do.
What up?
We're gonna bring you on after. We're gonna do our little joint first. We'll bring you on. Yeah.
Come on. Yeah. That's a real hospitable Negro when he just like pops the beer top off for you. 'Cause I don't do shit like that.
That's called hood etiquette, my brother.
Do shit like that.
That's called hood etiquette, my
Nigga,
brother.
I will hand you a beer with knowing you ain't got a can opener.
That's good. That's cause you 151 with no cut, no chase. Goddamn it.
Yeah, what's going on? Shout out to my girl Nikki. Short lives matter because her ass is 5'0" and she be talking some gangster shit.
I told you, man. Them short women that gotta leap up on the counter to get that top shelf. Them, you gotta watch them, bruh. You gotta watch them. They dangerous.
Man, I think I'm scared that she may hit me in my ankles.
Hey, man, you gotta worry about them ankles, man. Protect your nuts, nigga.
We're gonna start an all ankles campaign. All ankles matter.
Short lives matter also. We don't discriminate on the short girls. I like the short girls too. But like I told 151, when you lay down in the bed, you be all the same height, baby.
That's the only time y'all gonna see eye to eye.
No bullshit, but hey.
Because when y'all sitting up, you damn sure looking over her head. She can make a good armrest.
Don't do that for real though. It's gonna cause problems, especially if you got a black woman. You got a short black woman, you put your head. Nah, bro.
Nigga, you gangster, go ahead and do it. But if you get divorced,
fuck divorce. You got better have good health insurance,
if you
nigga.
get divorced and beat up, this is an LLC, a limited liability company. We will not take blame for you following some fucked up instructions. When I tell you it's called at the bar, which means I've been drinking all day.
Yes,
so
sir.
I'm bound to give you fucked up advice. What's going on, everybody? It's the coolest cat with the comic book hat. Mr. 151 giving it to you straight with no chasing. It's Sunday, so you know I got my dog CP3 in the building.
You know it. CP3 live at the bar radio. You know what it is. You checking the show out live. You see the Eric Kusa in the background. You see I'm rocking the apparel line. Make sure you holler at our folks. Eric Kusa, they doing some big things. Got some nice apparel line. And be on the lookout because there is a Sports on the Hill podcast apparel line and Eric Kusa partnership coming up. So y'all stay tuned. You've seen some of the posts I put out. You've seen some of the graphics. And yes, we finally do have a model. And we're expanding. I have a male model also for the ladies to check out some of the apparel you might want to buy for your dudes or whatever. Shameless plug.
You got a male model?
Yeah, man. You know, we diverse over here, man. We don't discriminate on anybody. You know, the ladies got to have something to look at. It's like the fellas got to have something to look at. We know they don't want to look at us.
Hell
But,
no.
you know, when we get some more female, like we have our special guest in studio, Lady C, this guy here, she's going to be giving you guys some eye candy and some ear candy a little bit later on.
All right, cool. Give me 1 second. I got to play a song. I'm trying to jump back on IG. Because IG's being hold on.
Bro, I was having some technical difficulties too. I had to shut down twice, but we up and running now and look like everything's good.
I think because I was bad rapping a short girl.
She climbed in your laptop and broke some shit up,
I
dog.
mean, she about the same size, so she probably did. Shit. It's like, what's that nigga name? Ant-Man? Or the Wasp?
Oh, she got superpowers, dog. You better be careful.
All short people got superpowers. Don't never see it coming.
You a damn fool. This show gonna go off the rails. I'm telling y'all, man. We've been drinking since about 1 o'clock. We got some full bellies. We got a half a gallon of Jim Beam and a 12-pack of Modelo. So who knows where this show might go tonight?
Oh yeah, this is Jim Beam mixed with 151.
I'm gonna have to hold him back. I'm gonna put a seatbelt on him tonight because already with that combination, bro, I'm not sure this might be a crazy roller coaster ride tonight.
I don't know. I'm trying to find somebody baby mama after the show. Okay.
Well, it is close to the first of the month. That child support check is due.
I know. I was looking at one of my Spanish neighbors.
You got papers, baby?
For like Biggie, you know, I love it when they call me Big Poppy.
That shit do make my toes curl when they call me Poppy, man.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
You
When
know.
Spanish girl come, man, say this Poppy, you just, even though she ain't talking to you, just turn around.
Yeah, I don't
Y'all
speak
niggas
none
ain't
of
got kids, and you just turn around.
Hey,
What?
I don't speak none of that shit. When I hear Poppy, hey, what's up, mommy? What's going on?
Nigga, the closest thing I can speak to Spanish is Chipotle.
I go back to Yo Quiero Taco Bell, nigga. It took me 4 years to pass Spanish 1, dog, some real shit. And the teacher gave me a D so I could graduate. That's how
Nigga,
bad.
I didn't take it. I was like, yo, you want to take a foreign language? And I was like, nigga, I barely speak English.
Exactly.
Nigga, I know 2 languages. I was like, I know English and slang.
And I know
So-
I know bad English too. Somebody always calls during the show. It never fails, bruh. It never fucking fails.
Yes.
That is the aforementioned short person he was speaking of.
So we're on the air. And, and I got you on speakers. I'm right here.
We in the building
I'm
at the
right
bar
here.
radio.
It stopped for a second, but we back up. I'm right here. You know what you gotta do?
Hey, your
You
neighbors
got,
at the front door.
you gotta get on the phone and then get on the couch.
What's going on? We got a little 151 had to step off for a quick minute, take care of some technical difficulties. But we got a great show lined up for you tonight. We're gonna be covering some crucial issues that folks don't really want to talk about. We're gonna talk about some black mental health. We're gonna talk about the Megan the Stallion or whatever her name is. You know, I'm not up on this stuff. We're gonna talk about that situations and the ramifications and implications and all that good stuff. We're gonna talk about some sports. You know, I got to bring you the sports beat before we get into it.
Question. So Megan Thee Stallion is 5'10", right?
That's what they say.
And the girl that's got the phone is below 5'10". So would she be like Megan a mule?
Oh shit!
I'm Saxon.
I'm not touching that one, bro. I'm not touching. She not gonna come over here and cut me on my ankle, bro. That's on you, my brother.
Hold on, I think I got the message. Let me see if I can.
Better watch your ankle, nigga.
So the IG went down, but yeah, we back on IG. Oh, there you go, Short Lives Matter. What's going on, nigga? You back?
Don't take it personal. It's only comedy.
You can see me now. Yes. So
boy, oh
we're gonna
boy.
talk about everything from what the hell is the Washington Redskins? The Washington football team's new name. Black mental health. So I guess we'll talk about black mental health because that's the serious stuff, and everything else is gonna be downhill after that.
Yeah, let's go and take care of the serious stuff. Then we can just go ham on the rest of the show. Fuck it.
Yeah, I got jokes, and I also got a booster seat when you come over to the show.
I got 2 telephone books. They don't even make those no more.
I got a PlayStation 4 you can sit on.
She got to get a running start into the truck.
Yeah. But Short Lives Matter, you know. But shout out to Nikki. She's trying to do some things, some very positive things. So, but we know, of course, we're having fun. Oh yeah, Nikki. Just to let you know, that steak was like amazing, like a grilled steak. Oh my god!
I gets down on the grill, baby. You know, we had to do some pre-show grilling. That's going to be a prerequisite of all our Sunday shows. We going to be grilling out every Sunday. And like I tell all the ladies, once you put my meat in your mouth, you're never going to be the same, baby.
So Pharaoh Brown said shout out. Pharaoh Brown said shout out to Lady C.
Oh, thank you. I was just about to ask for a plate, but then you said that shit.
Well, he said that shit.
I mean,
You ain't get a plate.
the meat is in the kitchen if you want.
That ain't got nothing to do with that part, you know.
I'm guarantee you it's gonna be worth your while. Trust me. Go ahead and take some of that meat, girl. Go ahead and take some of that meat, girl.
Oh my god.
To-go plate.
She don't want to eat in
That's
front of
fine.
him.
That's fine too, baby. That's fine too.
She don't want to eat in front of him. She She like this
Y'all
nigga.
acting up already.
Like we
You know
said,
what I'm saying?
hey, it's been a long day. It's been a hot day, and it's been a drinking
I
day.
know, right? It's like 96.
Hey,
It's like 96, you know.
it's
Y'all
crazy.
the only reason I came the fuck out.
A hot girl summer is when you live in an apartment no AC. That's a
Oh
hot girl
shit!
summer, nigga.
I know a couple of motherfuckers having a hot girl summer right now. But that's another story for another day.
Nigga, that's a hot girl life.
What's going on, Josh? Appreciate you checking us out. What's up, KP? I
So,
see you.
Alright, I guess we'll get serious for a second before I start insulting
All
more
right.
people.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Yeah.
So we talk about mental health. You know, and of course we do make fun of stuff. You know, at the bar, I make fun of people in my real life.
No bullshit.
But you know, the whole Kanye for president thing, and then you know he said the stuff about Harriet Tubman. Like clearly, and this is what bothers me about black people. 'Cause this is what we do. So clearly, we'll make a meme before we talk about the real reason what's going on. And clearly, this dude is bipolar and he has mental health issues.
No doubt. No doubt.
And I say this because I had a family member who suffered from mental health. Like literally on Richmond Highway, several years ago, she was straight for many years. And then one day, she watched Enemy of the State.
Oh shit.
And came home to my mom. And she's like, hey, your cousin was running butterball naked down Richmond Highway. And she lost custody of her kid.
Wow.
So, and I say that because we don't, black people, it's like a stigma.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you have a child with a learning disability, you think it's a bad thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing, it just has a learning disability.
Just different.
You know, I have a learning disability. I got dyslexia. I read things backwards, but I see fake people clearly.
No bullshit.
Superpower.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful vision.
And overall too is when you deal with a person who's, I ain't gonna call them a genius, but when you deal with a person of high intellect, they see things different. So their perception of reality is different.
Definitely.
His perception of reality at times, you know, I believe when he woke up, he thought he could really win the presidency. But that's a sign of mental illness. You know, but also I literally just watched about 20 minutes before we got on the air. They play, and this is where the media plays a part in this too, and black people. So they played the clip about what he said about Harriet Tubman. That shit went viral.
Mm-hmm.
There's another clip in which he talked about how school doesn't teach you about buying farmland for $100,000 and being able to feed your family for the rest of your life. That didn't go viral.
Well,
You know, because
goes.
the thing is, when we teach, it ain't spectacular.
Oh no bullshit.
You know, growing up in hip hop, one of my favorite artists is Boogie Down Productions' KRS-One.
Yes.
You Must Learn is a very powerful song. And why is that? But at the time, what was popular was LL Cool J. You know, he was jingling baby.
True.
You know, because it's if we could shut up and smile and not learn anything, it's better for them.
Oh, no doubt.
You know, I learned about Garrett Morgan, the guy who made the traffic light from a rap song. I didn't learn that from a history book.
Well, that goes.
And 9 times out of 10, these kids don't even know
Nah,
about that.
they have
Some
no
people
idea.
use every day.
I have no
Because
idea.
our history is that yo, we were slaves,
The civil rights, MLK,
MLK.
and then we free. Then Obama, and then we free.
Well, they didn't shit. We didn't even have Obama back then. That just added another
That
3
just
years.
that just
shit.
happened.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, but that's our history. They don't teach us all the stuff that like we created and made. You know, and they give us 28 days for a Black History Month.
I mean, that goes into the bigger issue from the educational standpoint, because if you look at the way this country has turned over the last 20 or 30 years, they're pushing the college agenda. Back in the day, we had shop, we had home ec, we had, trades that we could learn that we didn't have to go down that route, and you can become an entrepreneur off of your own skills. But now they're pushing the college agenda where you're paying $100,000 for, in my opinion, a BS education that you can't even get a job for in your field, that you're working at 2-3 jobs trying to pay back these student loans to feed the American capitalist machine. So isn't it, like I say, the government is never looking out for our best interest, and as long as we keep falling for the bull and don't ask the right questions and do the right things and know the right path to go, it's going to continue. And like you said, with the black community, it just makes it worse because unfortunately we get distracted so easily. Like we were talking about it a couple of weeks ago, everything was George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. Now everything is entanglement and Megan Thee Stallion memes about her getting shot.
Because we're so easily distracted.
Exactly.
So, and that's a crazy thing. We're about to go on that Megan situation too, because that's crazy, as well. It's just that we're not taught our history, so we don't learn anything. And it's crazy because, like, I ain't never been to college. I proudly say that shit. I've worked with people, like, I was in retail for 20 years. And I had dudes that went to college, all-American, and dog, he wound up being a store manager. Nigga, you was an all-American just to have an average job?
Welcome to America, baby. I mean,
so you went through hundreds of thousands of dollars a day to make $60,000 a year.
And paying it back.
So you did $100,000. Look, get your notebooks out.
Get your pad and
get
paper.
your pad and paper. I'm about to tell you some real shit.
Your fingers and toes for some of y'all.
If you go to make $100,000 in debt by doing 4 years in college, right, or maybe $300,000, to go home to make a $60,000 to $80,000 job,
what sense does that make?
Where did you win? Because by the time you pay off your debt, your kids will, and then by the time you pay off your debt, you have a kid, and then they go into debt.
Exactly. You about to pay for them for another overpriced education that's not worth the paper that it's written on. And until we realize the bullshit, and like you say, they've been whitewashing history for the longest time. I got into a heated debate yesterday on Facebook, and I actually maintained I didn't end up in Facebook jail.
Thank God.
Didn't drop no F-bombs, and I actually shut him down so bad that folks are just chiming in like, damn, dog, you ain't have to go on him like that. Normally I get that when I'm cussing them out, but it's like he tried to talk about the slave trade and that Africans were the first slave traders. And I had to break down, no, when the Africans had wars, if you lost, the losing tribe was basically taken over by the winning tribe. And if they traded those folks, it was for bartering and trade with other tribes. They weren't sold to go to a country to build up the whole economy to make them the so-called superpower that they were and then be a perceived threat from birth and a second-class citizen. That isn't what happened. But, that's what happened with America, because America, white people are the only ones that enslaved the Chinese, the blacks, the Irish, some folks that they even look like, but because they considered them second class, they decided to enslave them too, and you build up your economy, and that's how the whole industrial revolution started, because they had extra money to do it, because they had free labor. So don't sell me that bullshit about African and that transatlantic slave. It was no transatlantic slave trade. It was slavery. They came over, stole folks, chained them up, and put them to work. And if they didn't want to work, they beat them, lynched them, raped their wives, and sent their children off somewhere else. So if we want to be real about America, let's be real. I don't want to hear that sugar-coated rhetoric you hear on Fox News that America the great BS. America was never great. It was just better than other countries. And now, because of the mistakes they've made, other countries are better than us now. Deal with it.
No, America was just great at covering up a whole rack of shit.
Facts.
The one thing I never understood was, in World War II, we went to go fight for the Jewish people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't Nick Cannon me. That's what I own my own. Never mind, I own my own show. Fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we go fight for Jewish people. And in the midst of fighting for Jewish people, because Hitler was so wrong, the same pilots or the same soldiers you marched with was calling you nigga. Crazy, right?
Come back home, still.
But yet we fight for equality. How the fuck we fight for equality when we just sacrificed our lives? Like, the craziest thing is, there was an African dude at my job one day.
Oh boy, the crazy Africans.
And real talk, he knew who 50 Cent was, but he didn't know who Malcolm X was.
Get the, jeez, wow.
That's how they want it to be.
This motherfucker probably ain't never been to a club in his motherfucking life. He probably had a club sandwich.
That's crazy. Yeah, wow.
Like real talk. But he knew who 50 Cent was, but he didn't know who Malcolm X was. And it's just because our history's never taught.
Yeah.
So I know he didn't know who Christian Addict was.
Like, that's a cereal?
Is that a foot disease? No,
Hey.
I mean, they're gonna be like, yo. Some of y'all right now, like, who the hell is Christian Addict?
They Googling that shit right now.
Yeah.
How you spell that with 2 K's or 2 X's?
You know, the funny thing is, if you watched Cage off the Netflix series, which is actually based on the comic character Power Man Luke Cage, they talked about it was the Christmas Addict Center. I learned about Christmas Addict when I was in the 9th grade. He was actually the first black person. He was actually the first person who just happened to be black to die in the Revolutionary War.
A lot of folks
And they
don't
had
even
like
know
a
that.
Christmas Addict Center. But see, the sad part is it's a Christmas Addict Center on Netflix. Where's the real one?
Oh, that's another whole topic we can talk about. With the, I think I brought that up on my show the other day about black folks say they want equality, they want the Confederate statues to come down, and how come we have to so-called bow down to the establishment and all this? Well, how come our entertainers, our athletes, our folks? I mean, don't get me wrong, some are doing their part. LeBron James with his school and a couple other folks that do their thing, contributing to uplifting the youth. But why don't we have a black-owned bank? Why don't we have
We
a
do.
black?
It's Industrial Bank, and here's the
Okay.
problem. So I just found out several years ago that Industrial Bank is black owned, and honestly, I need to open up an account there. Real talk. Matter of fact, by the end of this year, I'm opening up an account in Industrial Bank. It's a black owned bank, and if Atlanta also has another black owned bank. The problem is though, we hear Wachovia and we hear Bank of America, which really the term Bank of America should be the worst part.
They are the worst, bruh. They are one of the worst
Think
banks
about
out
where you
there.
live at and you want a bank in there, but we hear the larger term and we jump to that.
Name brand.
Yes.
Gucci, Louis. I've never been a name
So
brand
shout,
dude.
definitely shout out to Akuza clothing line. And I said this earlier jokingly, but I'm
In
gonna
the
say it
building,
seriously. Like they make good products. Like
They do.
y'all clown ass dudes don't haggle them over their price, because when y'all clown ass dudes go to Gucci, y'all don't haggle Gucci over the price. Y'all just fork that $200-300 out for that T-shirt to show your nipples.
Yeah, I don't understand that. How are you paying that much for a skinny shirt that if you wash it and dry it, you won't be able to wear it again, or you and your girl wear the same size?
Dog, if you can't even hang it up. You gotta put this shit in the freezer so it stays in your size.
I don't get it, man. This whole skinny jeans. I'm like, why are you wearing skinny jeans? Why do you and your girl wear the same size?
First of all, if your body look like a hosted cake, you shouldn't do anything skinny.
Sure, minus that 7 tubes and shit. Both of y'all got yeast infections.
Nigga, you the only thing you should be drinking is skinny beer. Like that's the only thing skinny in your life right now. Like
yeah.
dog, you shake like a hosted cupcake. Don't. Dog, you was wearing baggy jeans in the '90s, nigga. You 3 steps away from a muumuu. Keep the baggy look.
Hashtag smooth as Ken dolls. All y'all little skinny jeans wearing. I used to do security. That's what tripped me out. Y'all come in the club. I'm like, I ain't got to pat you down. I can look. You ain't got shit, bro. Go ahead. You good.
Funny about the skinny jean niggas is, you know why they be like so many black dudes that are in jail right now?
Oh,
They
man.
skinny jeans, niggas can't run.
Get no circulation, try to run and just
So-
fall down
nigga,
and
you just
shit.
skip after. You like, nigga gonna have a breath in a minute. No, he can't run. And then when he really get to running, he can
The
rip
drink's
and he
gonna
fall.
rip, yeah. Bro, it's crazy out here. The black community, man, I love y'all, but boy, some of y'all are so lost, man. Y'all need to wake up.
A lot of y'all niggas is just stupid. I'm calling it what it is. Some of y'all just stupid as shit.
Facts.
Like, y'all just do stupid things. Bunch of sheep and followers. Lady C is in the building. She but a lot of y'all just you know,
It's all good.
it's all good. But a lot of y'all dudes is followers and sheep.
Man. Where did we start with this, man? How do we end up here?
Oh, we about to talk about making
Okay, yeah, I was about to say I done lost how we got here. We went from
That's
skinny
why we gotta
jeans.
write notes when you drink a lot.
Yeah, we went from black history to skinny jeans. That was a hell of a segue, bro. See how we do?
I know. So, so Megan Thee Stallion, we don't know what happened. First of all, we don't know what happened. And, there's memes about the height of Tory Lane, the height of Megan Thee Stallion. Think about this, it's like this. If it was my sister got shot in the foot, I wouldn't find it funny. And if it was your sister, you wouldn't find it funny. Like, we can, without knowing the details, some is like, a lot of y'all like to write the whole story before y'all even get it. Like, some of y'all still writing the Chris Brown Rihanna story, and it's been like fucking 10 years, maybe 15. So y'all like, oh, well, I heard that Tory Lanez did this, and Megan was drunk, and shut the fuck up. Until you find out the facts of what's going on, then make a decision. But if a young lady got shot, that's going to be traumatizing, especially a young lady who's new to fame. And her to get shot by somebody that's already in the industry, without knowing the circumstances, it will be traumatizing to anybody. So, a lot of y'all niggas go home to y'all baby daddies and he boxes you every night. But yet you want to pass judgment, you want to make memes, and you want to laugh. And your baby daddy got like 3 PlayStation and no job. Add that up.
He got all the games.
Got all the games.
He got
no
all
job.
the games. Nigga
He
playing
ain't got no
Fortnite.
diapers, but he got the new man.
Nigga playing
man
Fortnite.
about to come out next month.
He playing Fortnite with the kids and shit.
That nigga probably, this nigga probably done whooped your ass and you put a down payment on the PS5. And you ain't got no lights. What you gonna play it on? Sticks and stones?
Pretty much, man. The
Like
whole,
you gonna run a hamster wheel to power that shit?
the whole situation, like it's y'all know, I spoke about it. If I'm not up to date on all I don't get into the gossip in sports or in music with what goes on. If they not on the stage, spitting bars or dropping CDs, I could really care less. But domestic violence is something serious when you're talking about. I also saw another article where I believe it was an offensive lineman for the Baltimore Ravens filed divorce and basically said that his wife was abusive. And it happens a lot more than people think. They're like, well, he's 6'6", 300 pounds. Why would he be afraid of his wife? Because for one, if he put his hands on her, she calls the police, his career is over, he's going to jail. No one, second of all, like you say, no one's going to really believe that a woman is capable of, abusing a man. I was in a, unhealthy relationship. I wasn't getting physically
You
abused.
abused, nigga?
I wasn't physically abused.
That's not abused.
I was
Who
verbal.
abused the third of the network? Damn.
This is before I came back. I had to come back to me and realize my, who I was. I was going through a transition. Like I said, I've been, like we were talking about mental health. I've been to therapy. I've been to therapy for, I went to therapy for over a year and a half. I had to find out who I was, why I was the way I was, and had to learn how to love myself. And at that point, I had stopped loving myself enough where I was willing to sacrifice to try to make a relationship work that wasn't working, but because I didn't want to be alone, I sacrificed for it until it got to the point where some shit happened that, put it, shine a light in my face, and I told her point blank, my name on the lease, we got another 6 months in here, you can't sleep on my bed, you can't sleep on my couch, you sleep on the floor. I'm gonna let your kid still have his rooms, I'm not gonna go that petty, I let him keep his cable, but I told her point blank, you don't treat me the way I need to be treated. Both our name on it, we both agreed to pay rent, my name on the lease, you can't even sleep on my bed on my couch, you sleep on the floor. She lasted about another month after that. She cut me a check for the rest of the rent, and she rolled. So I had to.
You sleep on the floor, dog?
Dog, I told you when I stopped loving you. When I stopped loving you, I could care less. You could be on fire. I wouldn't shit, piss, or spit on you to put you out.
Bite your big tongue?
Nah, bro. I mean, bro. She didn't suck on it right, bro. Nah, but like I said, I was putting up with a lot of stuff. I was taking care. I was, taking her to work, picking her up from work. I was working at 1 o'clock in the morning till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, staying up, picking up her son from daycare, picking her up from work. I get into bed about 10, be back up at 12, and go back to work.
Love, nigga.
Exactly. I was
Take
doing
care of everything.
exactly.
That nigga was in love with the capital L. God damn.
See, I was going through the transition because I had done so much dirt in my past and previous relationships. I was overcompensating in this.
Oh, you
one.
trying to be a good nigga?
Exactly. I'm trying to get into heaven, nigga. I'm trying to get into heaven, nigga. I did a lot of shit in my past, man. I gotta try to balance the scales.
Nigga, you can't balance them scales. I heard them stories.
I'm working, bro. I'm trying.
Your story's worse than mine.
Hey, I know some other stories worse than mine too, but we ain't gonna talk about that on there. That's for the CP3 Chronicles. We changing the names of the guilty because nobody innocent in these stories, baby. But yeah, it was I actually was sacrificing my pride and dealing with her cussing me out and all of that. I'd sit there and roll a blunt, and I wouldn't put hands on her. I don't do none of that. I'd sit there, let her argue, cuss, and fuss. Because I grew up in a house of 4 women, so I know when to shut the fuck up. So I'm just sitting there and let her go off. And when she finished, I asked her, are you ready to have a conversation or you still want to continue yelling? And it just got to the point where I had to start loving myself more than her. And I rolled, and I've been single ever since.
Okay, I'm about to make that was very deep. First of all, that was very deep.
That was my deep moment of the month right there.
If I had tears, I'd fucking cry.
You had 'em.
If I had them.
What a spray by the way.
I got another.
Let's manufacture some
I
cheers
got
over
another
here.
beer, so I'll take a sip. So I'm glad to make you laugh because that was so deep. Like that was deep. I didn't know we was gonna go that deep.
Had to go
I would
there.
tell you something about my past relationship, but they all fucking suck. Okay, that's all you need to know. I'm gonna have fun with this one.
Oh,
Can you
shit.
guess what the next topic is?
Nah, I'm gonna let you go ahead. But you.
So, does anybody fucking care that Logic is gonna retire?
Oh shit, that's right. I forgot
Like-
about that shit.
I can't even name 5 Logic songs.
The fact that he's retiring and I only knew about him
When
about a
people-
month ago.
No, here's the thing though. When people name DMV rappers, no one names Logic.
I didn't know.
Like we had the dude. He was like Logic represents the mulattoes, and I was like, nigga, Logic is hot garbage to me. like hot garbage. Like you throw gasoline, you could grill on that motherfucker. I've never been impressed with him. So like, and even like he crying on stage, like nigga, just retire.
Oh,
Like,
shit.
why the fuck do you retire from rap? Like Chuck D still raps, and he was rapping when I was in 1988.
But that's the thing.
Like,
they're
like,
not
how
rappers.
do you retire? Like, niggas, well, we weren't buying your albums no way. So
He
just
ran out of
tour.
lyrics.
So just tour with the bullshit you've been touring over for the last 10 years, and no one bought your shit.
I heard about him like 3 months ago when somebody told me he had a song with Eminem. I checked it out on YouTube, and
Like,
that's the only reason I know his name.
Like, people give him props. They're like, oh, well, he's mulatto. What the fuck is mulatto? Mulatto's like what? Some nasty ass ice cream. I mean, you know, half black, half white. You know, back in the day, we used to call you a mutt or something like that. You know, I guess Facebook may bleep me for that. So,
Oh,
if
yeah,
you don't see this podcast, just go to YouTube.
No bullshit.
Get the uncensored version. That's why we stream on several different sites.
Yes, because fuck Zuckerberg. My bad. Damn, my fault. Damn it.
Lord,
Oh,
we
shit.
about to get shut
My
down.
bad. You know, I got some. I got some pent up frustration with that.
They about to kick us out the bar. They
Well,
be like,
it's like 20.
you guys have done enough.
It's like 40 minutes of the show, so they ain't gonna see. Notice at the beginning or the end is when they peep it. They gonna have to go back and review it. So it should be good to be up for a little while.
You got a lot of aggression when you said that.
Because,
though.
man,
I was like with the heart.
Because this dude, man, he puts me in jail. He
don't
blocks
put
my
you in
show.
Jail. You do reckless shit and you call people out. You call people names that we can say in the 90s, but we can't say in 2020.
I'm just saying, if I tell you to go beat your wife, molest your daughter, go feed your dog, and kill yourself, what's wrong with that?
You know, you can't say that no more.
I'm not used to this new age.
Why you think I don't? Why you think I be having these happy ass posts on Facebook like I'm really this happy ass person and I'm not sarcastic? That's why, because I can't say what I really want to say. Otherwise, I'd never get a show put out.
That's where I am now. I'm in a work in progress. Like I said, I had an exchange yesterday where I didn't insult him one time. So I'm getting better. But it's just, you know, it's frustrating dealing with some of the stuff with social media.
But in the midst of Logic, there's only one rapper I can think of that's just as good as Logic. This nigga, he was hot.
Ice, Vanilla Ice?
No. Let me tell you his name.
Oh shit.
It's Dylon. Dylon.
He spit hot fire.
Dylon.
He spit hot fire. Take that.
Like real talk. I don't even care if Logic has a song Eminem. I still ain't listening to it. Like,
I couldn't even.
He's garbage to me.
Anybody that goes up against M anywhere is already disadvantaged. And honestly, the video was cool, but I didn't even really listen to what the dude had to say.
So what's that? Is it like Eminem and the mulatto ice cream? Like
Eminem isn't even in the video, bro. That's how whack it is.
He's not
even in the video.
So he did a.
Yeah. So yeah, take a moment to think about that. He did his track with Eminem, and
Yeah,
Eminem
you should retire.
even in the video.
You should retire. That's like going to a strip club and closing your eyes, like, and just throwing money.
And yeah,
I made it rain, but I don't see where it's going. Like, how would you have a song with Eminem, but him not be in the video? If you don't have the Eminem money to put him in a video, then don't do a video.
do a remix.
Like, I don't know, man. Skittles wasn't available. What's going on? I don't understand that. That's some crazy shit.
Oh boy, we're gonna talk about that later
Oh,
on.
Skittles.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that later on.
So
Taste the rainbow.
This podcast is on the way.
And I'm about to get a refill.
This podcast is clearly going to hell.
But
Yeah.
gasoline draws on.
Like I don't even know a disclaimer at this point. It's just like, you know.
Oh, let's see what else serious we talk about before it gets even more crazy. Let's go ahead and have a sports report real quick. I almost forgot about the sports report.
So what genius came up with the new football name?
All right, for all the conspiracy theorists, guys, all the folks that saying Snyder got something up his sleeve, the NFL hates the Redskins. They're called first of all, the local media, some of them have been calling them the Washington football team for probably about the last 6-7 years because they didn't want to use the racial term that I will not say on the show because I'm trying to get used to not saying it on my show. So that's the first thing. Second thing, because of all the trademarks, because I don't know if you guys know. If you don't, I don't know what's wrong with you. But a local citizen decided to trademark every variation of red warriors, red tails. He copyrighted and trademarked everything. So for Daniel Snyder to even get one of those names, they have to go to court. Everyone has been talking about Red Wolves, the Warriors, and Red Tails as the top choices. Red Wolves, from what I heard from my sources, is the number one choice that they want to have. But there's a college team, I believe in either Utah or Colorado, that has that same name. And because of branding, excuse me, I've been drinking, and NCAA and all of that stuff, it's going to be a legal battle. That's why they said it's going to take at least a year. The Washington football team is going to be the name for the next year because it's going to take at least that much time for the litigation to go through. So, and for all of you fans that I've been talking to online that are upset about the name being changed and all of this and that and talking about you're going to go somewhere else, I have one phrase for you. Eat a bag of baby dicks. The team is going to be the same
That
team.
is child pornography. They can eat grown people.
That's what makes it even worse, that you have to molest a child when you do it. That shows you how stupid and how mindless you are.
Those are CP3 thoughts. I'm a Giants fan.
Like I say, on Sports on the Hill podcast, I will never say this. On At the Bar Radio, the gloves come off. So, yes, if you don't want to be a fan of the franchise, leave. They're not changing the history. They're not taking the 3 Super Bowls away. They're not changing Joe Gibbs, Doug Williams, Joe Theismann, none of that. So if you're a true fan of the team, it doesn't matter what the name is, you still ride with them. So,
can I say something?
Go ahead, man.
So the people that are probably mad about the name being changed is the same people that are mad that the Confederate statues are coming down. Let me tell you something from the bottom of my heart. Fuck all y'all. I mean, like, real talk. If you're a Native American and you find it offensive, like, the legacy of cowboy flicks where I grew up thinking all Indians were bad people. When I got old enough, I realized, no, nigga, the cowboys were the bad people because they stole their land.
But Pete,
Like,
the Lone Ranger,
yeah.
you know he had the sidekick Tonto. You know what Tonto actually means in Native American? Idiot.
See?
That's what it translates to. So, yeah, Native Americans
And he
find
called
it
the new
offensive.
Kemosabe.
Kemosabe, which means friend. But he's
But
calling him an
he
idiot the
called
whole
him
time.
an idiot.
Exactly.
I mean, so when people get mad about stuff like that, like, it's been offensive. When you sit on your soap, the people who sit on their soapbox and like think, oh well, we should have kept the name because of the history. You really want to talk Redskin history? Okay, give them back the island of Manhattan and I can holler at y'all. Because you got Manhattan for a song, nigga. A song, not even currency. A song. Like, that's the history.
They don't want to talk about that.
You don't want to talk about, yeah, they have casinos now, but how they go to being one of the least populated people in this land when it was originally hot. First of all, talk about how you discover America when motherfuckers already here.
Mm-hmm.
I dare a person discover my house when I living in it.
No bullshit.
Like, you're going to discover a couple other things.
That's called trespassing.
And it's called getting stabbed in the gut with a knife.
But that's the sick thing of it with the Native Americans, because a lot of the fans are saying, well, most of the Native Americans aren't offended by it. Well, when you have,
How did you know?
well, because Snyder went and did a poll. Snyder actually went out in 2000.
Snyder did a poll.
Yeah, in 2012.
Oh my God.
Because if you recall, in 2012, when RG3 was killing the football league, the Redskins won the NFC East. That's when the chief of the Oneida Nation came out and brought it up then. And I have to say, that guy is a piece of shit. He doesn't take care of his people. He has a huge mansion, all of these cars, all this property, but his people on the reservation starving, no running water, no electricity, no schools, no teachers, alcohol problems, drug problems. That's why the Native Americans can really give two shits about if the Redskins' name is offensive, but they have bigger issues to worry about. So all of this whole movement, I actually wrote an article 6 years ago about this, saying that there could be a compromise, change the name of Skins, put a Native American museum in the stadium, and give the proceeds to the Native Americans. Which Snyder, when he went out and had his poll, he was actually going to the reservations and building infrastructure out there for them. That's why it got quiet, because nobody wanted to give him props for what he's doing that the government didn't do for the Native Americans. So now this whole movement now is with the Confederate statues, which I don't have a problem with them coming down, but I don't believe they should be torn down, destroyed. Put them in a museum, like we have the African American Museum. Put it down south where all the heritage folks want to go visit that Confederate stuff. Let them do that, because when you're tearing down the Confederate history, you're also tearing down the black folks that contributed to Confederate history also. So you're minimalizing their role in this whole situation by just destroying the statues. Put it in the museum for the folks that want to go see it. Go check it out, because that is part of our history. You can't erase it. You can't tear it down. It's there.
The other thing is, I disagree. I think because, and this is how I feel, because I grew up in Old Town. I'm originally from New York, but I grew up in Old Town. there is no greater feeling when you walking down Washington Street and in the middle of the fucking street is a Confederate flag. It's a Confederate statue of a Johnny, ain't know his name. I just he was just there. And then one of the things is like where Ross is on Washington Street. There's a church, and right next to the church, when you go there, it's the tombs of the unknown Confederate soldiers. You know, I graduated TC. You know, and I had a lot of pride being a Titan. But then I read something about the guy who TC's named after. I gotta reevaluate that shit. Like, remember, the Titans is about my teacher, Coach Boone, who died. He died last year.
Yeah.
You know,
Great movie. Remember the Titans.
I knew him in real life. Great dude, Herman Boone.
I used to work at that school too.
And so seeing that, like, if you're a child, and when I was little, when I was 5 or 6, I don't know how I was, watching Dukes of Hazzard and watching the General Lee.
That was one of my favorite shows too.
Yeah, I didn't know what the Confederate flag was then. Yeah. But as I got older, I would never watch that shit again. Because just imagine if you're a kid, right? Not even watching the show. If you're a kid and you're going to a school, you're a black kid and you're going to a school named Robert E. Lee. How are you supposed to be successful? Because that right there is meant to keep you down. That right there is to remind you, you's a nigga, and you'll never be nothing more than a nigga to me. Because we have schools named after Confederate generals. They lost the war. Am I correct? So we have schools named after losers.
Second place.
But yet, how many? I don't know any Martin Luther high schools in Alexandria, Virginia, or Fairfax, Virginia, or Arlington, Virginia.
I was shocked they got Barack Obama.
You know, when I lived in D.C., and I lived out southeast, and I walked to the train station at Congress Heights, ghetto as fuck. And guess what, though? There's no Robert E. Lee there, but guess what's there?
What's there?
Malcolm X. It's a Malcolm X school. And they treat it, and it looks like shit.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I remember walking, and I used to tell my nephew, Salute the Renegade, I used to be like, yo, I go to sleep to gunfire, and I wake up to yellow tape. One day I woke up to yellow tape at the school.
Wow.
When there was a shooting in D.C., my brothers used to call me, yo, there's not a shooting in your house, you good? I'm at work. There's no Robert E. Lee. There's no General Custer's school in the ghetto. But they'll throw a Malcolm X school. You won't see a lot of white kids go to a Malcolm X school. Nah. Or a Martin Luther King school. Well, hell, if we could, if we were talking in Marvel Universe, a Chris McAdams school. But you won't see that.
Yeah, but you'll send us.
But you'll send a black kid to Robert E. Lee in a minute.
Actually, I think I saw that they were looking to change the name of Robert E. Lee to John Lewis, the recently departed congressman.
They should change it to something.
But I saw that, so that'd be good.
They could change that shit to Gone Baby Gone. It's better than Robert E. Lee.
Yeah,
why? I mean, the thing about it is we're celebrating, and when they say, if all the white people that says, well, that's my history.
That's my heritage.
That's my heritage. Well, what about my history and heritage?
But
you want to have that conversation? Do you really want to talk about my history and heritage?
But you know what's real funny? The true Confederate flag is not the flag with the X with the stars on it. It's actually 13 stars in a circle with 13 stripes on it, which is I posted it on my page a couple of weeks ago for all the Confederate nuts that was going crazy. I'm like, you keep on posting this flag and saying that's your heritage, but do you really know that's not the true Confederate flag? And I posted, you know how many comments I got on it? Even when I tagged some of those folks in? None, because facts hurt, and they don't know the truth, but they're just going with the rhetoric that they see on TV. It's crazy.
Always call me on mine.
Bro, I told you, it never fails, man. It never fails.
But when I'm at home by myself, I can't get no fucking
phone be quiet as a motherfucker, bro.
I'm looking at the wall like, call me. But on some realness, so
we just went off the rails with the sports report.
Yeah, we really did. I'll play some music real quick.
Let's play some music here and get our guests
though.
I'll talk some more sports tomorrow on Sports on the Hill podcast, season 5. Tune in, YouTube, Facebook. You'll see it, Zoom, all that good stuff, baby.
But I mean, honestly, I love good conversation, and I think that when we address certain things, that and provide a real perspective to it, it's something different.
No, no doubt, no doubt.
So,
I love chopping it up when we talking real stuff. Like I said, I can't talk politics on my show because that's the motto: DC Sports or the politics. But at the bar radio, gloves come off, and like I always tell y'all might hate my politics, but you gonna love my sports.
At the bar, really, we can talk about your mom.
And can she beatbox?
Yeah. That's a good question. That's a good question. I kind of want to know.
Doing the Captain Morgan.
Can she beatboxing doing one? All right, we're gonna play it. I don't want to see no grandmas doing Cabbage Patch.
Oh shit.
I'm trying to find what video I want to play, but I'm laughing like shit, so it makes it hard. And plus, I can't see because I'm kind of intoxicated. So we're gonna play CPIII, my man Finesse, and then we're gonna bring our guest, Lady C. So if you know your alphabets, it's A, B, then C.
No bullshit. I'm about to go ahead and end my feed right here so they can get to the interview. You can check it out on At The Bar Radio on YouTube. Like I said, you check out Sports with HP tomorrow. We're now streaming on Google Play, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, and Spotify. Make sure you check us out. Always check out the live feeds. We're bringing it to you live, uncut, the best DC sports coverage around. Make sure you check us out.
We're streaming at your baby mama house.
With my feet up on the coffee table.
Man, he is really disrespectful.
At least I kept my drawers on.